Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I've told you guys we're going to look at the collection once a month for updates. Things really haven't changed a whole lot. I've sold a few, but we'll go over it anyway because I told you guys I would. So this is going to be the March update of 2024. I've done an update on the first of the month. The last 2 months I am a little behind. As of this month, we're having some family issues. My grandfather's in the hospital, so I'm trying to get some stuff out to you guys, but I have limited time helping them out as much as I can. So let's get right into it. Front and center right here, we got the 1967 Gravely 432. I just released the video the other day of brush hogging with this, an overgrown yard, so hopefully you've seen that. If you haven't, go back and check that out. It will be one of the last videos I uploaded. This one I got over the summer last year. Well, probably spring is more like it. It was a barn find kind of deal. I bought it at an auction for $100. And I've done a ton of work to it since I've had it, but it's pretty reliable now. I've been using it for different odd jobs. I tried to snowplow with it over the winter, but we didn't really get enough snow. Mowed with the brush hog and sickle bar last year. Just odd job here and there. So if you're interested in seeing more on this tractor, check out the channel. Of course, over here I've just got some random pieces, parts, and chowder, and tires, and blade. And then starting here, we have my 1975 200. It's all original, except for it's missing that side panel. This one I've had for several years, so we're not really going to go over it a lot. If you haven't seen any update videos, go ahead and check out the rest of the playlist of them. I've been doing them for a few years now because everybody seems to like them. Same with this 208. I'm not sure if it's original. It kind of seems like it could be, but I can't find a dealer sticker or any proof. Those two I need to get back out and get them running again and use them. But last time the 208 run was probably last year, and 200 probably been, I don't know, 2 years. Then we got the 1975 210 hydraulic lift. This tractor was one of the first ones that I got on the channel. It was probably the second or third one actually. I got the 216, this and a 300. And it's just waiting for an engine rebuild. It's all original paint except the hood that's on it. That's the original hood. And that seat does not go with it. That one over there is probably its original if I remember right. But anyway, it needs an engine rebuild. It burns a boatload of oil, but I used it until it was too worn out to do anything with anymore. It'll eventually get rebuilt, but it's not on the agenda yet. Then we have 1975 212 hydraulic lift. This one, as you can see, was repainted badly at one point. They just kind of sprayed everything green. It's going to get restored this spring. I'm going to rebuild the engine in it and repaint it. I'll probably put different front tires on it, but more than likely I'll leave the rear tires that are on it. We'll see. This is the 1975 214 hydraulic lift. This has been my tilling tractor for the last 2 years. I do have a fuel leak. As you see, it's all wet under there. So I need to get this thing over to the shop and fix that this spring. But otherwise, you'd have seen this in some plow day videos maybe. I haven't really had to do anything with it. I bought it running. We got the 1979 216 hydraulic lift. We just restored this last summer. And, well, it's been a while since I've run it. It actually doesn't have all the hours on it that the meter says. The meter says 1.7. But if I remember right, it had like an hour on it to start with. And we put another 20 minutes, half hour on it, trying to get the wiring set up correctly and get it started the first time. I think I've drove this thing 2 or 3 times since I finished it. It's actually sat for a while and it won't start now. I think I lost a prime on the fuel. So I'm gonna have to take it over, pop the grill out, pop the airbox off, and reprime the fuel system. It does not want to prime back up, so I got to figure that problem out. And then it'll be getting used again. But this was the first tractor that I bought after having the channel, so it's been on since day one. These two are 1980s. They're both 1980 317s. They're both original. I bought that one from the original owner, and that one from the second owner. And the second owner that I bought it from the original owner for the mower deck for his tractor. So he didn't even have it for very long. He just bought it, took the mower deck and sold it. It's got the original tiller on it. I did switch out to PTO though. There's videos on both of these. This one was probably a year ago now. I think it was over the winter. I got it running. It smoked like a chimney, so I switched the engine out. There's several videos on that. And this one has been probably 3 years ago, and I just did some tinkering with it. I replaced the PTO and cleaned out the valves, the release valves for the hydro. Just did a few things with it. I haven't actually really used it. I tilled with it when I first got it, one pass, but I didn't film any of that. I'd like to get it running again this spring and actually till with this one. Have to service it and keep an eye on it because it does burn oil, but I'd like to get it usable again. Then back here is the cluster fluff that is my attachments ring right now. Got the Turf Groom 136 lawn sweeper, best lawn sweeper I've been able to find. Except I did really like the self-propelled one I had. Should have kept it, but I didn't. Too bad for me, I guess. And then I've got the Acreage Estate hay rake. That has been super nice to have. I really love that. I couldn't go without it now. I'm extremely lazy and I don't mow very often, so I always get tons of grass clippings and I just rake it up, pick it up with that, throw it in the garden or feed it to the deer. The deer love it once it ferments for several months. Of course, I got tires and cub parts from a cub I'm parting out. Tillers, chisels, cultivators, plows, discs, planters, PTOs, decks, log splitter, sickle bars, got snow plows, all kinds of stuff back in here. One of these days we may go through all my attachments, but I'd like to get them out first. Over here I've got a couple of buckets, a front and a rear. One goes on the sleeve hitch and one mounts on the tractor. If you're interested in seeing those, I do have videos of both. I used the front bucket a bit on a 68 110 I got running on the channel, and the rear bucket I used a couple years ago on the 216. Did a video on that. Got my original 80 cart, bought it from the original owner's son or grandson, I can't remember anymore. I've started using this now. It used to be a parts shelf, but it's come in useful lately. This is a cub I'm parting out. Don't even remember what model it is. Let's look at the side panel, shall we? Right there, 1862 cub. This is one I bought from John. He made me buy it when I dropped stuff off at the auction. I've got a few things sold off it to get my money back, so I'm going to keep the tires on the back. I need to get this apart. I'm going to keep that spindle and power steering setup, and I'm just going to scrap the rest. So that's not going to have any appearance really on the channel. I did film when I got it. It's in another video, just as kind of a sidebar. Here is a 1973 140 H3. I bought this because the serial number is fairly close to Bug Eyes. Still not as close as I'd like it to be, but we're 5423. What's that? 3 or 8? 238 or 6 maybe. Can't tell. Too far away. Can't see through the phone. It's fairly close is the point. I actually bought this on a chance that it was close. I did not know the serial number before I bought it. It's supposedly sat for about 20 years. and haven't decided what I'm going to do with it. I'm not exactly ready to get rid of it yet, but I'm also not ready to start dumping some money into restoring it. I'm trying to find a bug eyes and not have to do one that's close in serial number, but we'll see. It's going to stick around here for a little while at least. Of course, up here we got this Craftsman thingy that's broke as usual. Don't think it's ever been not broke long enough to show up on the channel, so I mean, yeah. And then starting up there, we got the 812. It's going to be a parts tractor. Never been on the channel to my knowledge that I can remember anyways. Then we got 71-110 patio. That was on the channel a year or two ago when I bought it, got it running. This is 1985 or 6. I can never remember the year of this tractor for some reason. 210, it's original. I got it from the original owner's son, I think. Got it from the original family. I did put the deck on it. It did not come with a deck. Rebuilt the deck and put that on to sell to somebody who then decided he was just going to buy a new Lowe's POS. So, oh well, here it is. Then we got the Gravely 8123. I bought this last spring, used it for a little while, and then I got the 430 and started using that, so I kind of parked this. And I would sell any of the three of these tractors. They all three run. This one has new rear tires, but as you see, one of them still goes flat because it's kind of sitting on an angle here. Not sure what the deal is about that, but it might just be from not getting run enough. It was holding air when I got it. This one's fairly high in hours though. It's got 2,237.4 hours. Still runs great, but it does smoke. Don't think it's really been on the channel much either. 1970 140 H3 patio. I'd like to finish this one up this summer. I started on it last year. We got the, see here, what year is this? A 71, I believe. Gravely 432. I bought this after I sold my yellow 432 and decided, well, I liked having a 432, so I wanted to get this one. It's supposed to have a rebuilt engine, but the kid did not clearly know what he was doing, and so the governor's bad in it, so it needs replaced. I'm either going to sell it or replace the governor. I haven't decided yet. It's listed, but I'm not trying to sell it real hard. I do kind of like this tractor. Everything else is good and tight on it. I rewired it. So, yeah, I don't know. Then we got the 1970 120. This is a patio tractor that is painted green. In the next couple years, 2-3 years, I'd like to have it redone also, but I've got 3 that I want to finish up this summer. I need to do the 212 completely, and I want to finish this tractor up completely, and I have a 112 side tag that I would at least like to get a little bit of work done on, but we'll see. This tractor has been on the channel. I did buy it and get it running on the channel and used it for a couple years before pulling the engine. The engine that's in it is out of a 120. I parted out because this tractor had a 14 horse in it, which is not correct. The 14 horse will be going in the 140 patio restoration. Then we got the 1970 112 hydraulic lift patio. Got this running on the channel, swapped the transmission, and I have used it some. I did rebuild. I fixed its original transmission because it's an LSD since it's a hydraulic 112. And I need to get that put back in eventually, fill it up with oil and put it in. So you guys will see that eventually. And next on the agenda, we've got a 1971 140 H3. I kind of just picked this up at the end of the summer last year because it was there and the guy wanted to trade for the 2 300s I had outside. This tractor runs and drives. Reverse is a little bit weak on it, and it does not charge the battery. So I did replace the voltage regulator. That wasn't the problem. It did have the wrong one on it anyway, so I did want it replaced anyway. I'm going to, at some point in the next year, pull the engine, possibly do rings, replace the stator, and maybe do a few other things while it's out, put it back together, and then it'll be a good usable tractor. I do still use it, but just not as much since it doesn't charge the battery. Then, of course, the old 74 140H3. We redid this 2 summers ago on the channel. First, we rebuilt the engine, and yeah, I mean, then we developed a leak, and I pulled it apart and just repainted the whole thing while I was fixing the engine. There's videos from the day I bought it, took it apart on the channel, probably 3 years ago now. I bought it, took it apart. It was blown up when I bought it. We rebuilt the engine in it, put it back together, used it for 10 hours. And then I pulled the engine back out, repainted the whole tractor. And yeah, it's been going strong since then. I think we're up to like 50 and a half or 51 hours on it now. Just turned it the other day. 50.6 hours. And I know my hour meter's messed up. I still don't understand what happened. I put a bag over the whole steering shaft and taped it when I was painting the tractor green, and when I took it off, that was all scratched up like that. No idea how that happened, but doesn't make me very happy. This is a 1971 120. I'm going to restore this in the next couple years. I bought this from a postage stamper. This tractor is what I call a postage stamp special. It was never used to do anything except mow someone's yard its whole life. I think I'm like the 4th owner or something. And it's got a short hydro lever. You see the turn is just below the top of the hood. See how high it is on this? This is the normal lever. I've only seen a couple of these. Can't find any literature on them, but it is factory. And then I put these tires on it once I had it, and over the winter I redid this hood because it was cracked. So now it's like new. This is a 66 if I remember right. Cub 122. I'm just going to end up selling it. So if anybody wants one, it comes with not these tires. I'm putting the original bar tires back on it. It comes with a snowplow, a mower deck, sleeve hitch, and a rear lift. These bars aren't included. Those are for something else. I just kind of threw them on there to test it out. It needs a battery. It won't stay running because the battery is so shot. I'm not sure if I'm going to put one in it or not. I'd kind of like to put a new battery in it and try it out just to see how it will do. Again, I didn't get to use it a ton, and I don't really know if I did any videos on using it when I had it, but I would like to do some more tinkering with it before I sell it. But if somebody showed up with cash before I messed with it, wouldn't hurt my feelings. I would like to kind of get rid of it. And then we got the 1970 Patio 140H3. This is the tractor that I used for parts for my restoration one. I'm now going to sell it. The hood and seat aren't included though, so if anybody wants it, I'm going to try and get 500 bucks out of it. It's fairly complete. It's missing the front bumper. It's missing the grill. It is missing the plug on the back. And this hood and seat are just sitting on here. They came off of a 110. Like I said, they're not included. They're just kind of sitting here because that was a convenient spot to put them. Missing the battery tray, some engine tins. The engine's unbolted. It appears that someone was getting ready to restore this tractor when it was parked or whatever happened to it. I bought it out of a parts row along with the other 140 that I'm redoing and a couple of other tractors. John's tagless 71 140 was in that row. There was 3 or 4 tractors that I bought out of that parts row that were just going to get used as parts. This one still could be a good restoration project. I didn't take a whole lot off it. I think I kept the bumper off of it and maybe 1 or 2 other pieces. It was already missing the rear plug when I got it. The grill was gone. I was going to use the engine out of it and rebuild it, but I decided just to use the 14 horse out of the 120. So yeah, I didn't end up using any mechanical parts off this. So it's mostly complete. $500 would take it. If it sticks around much longer, I don't care, because I don't mind if it stays here until I finish the 140 project. I've just been telling some people for several years that I am going to sell it to them next year and keep not getting to the 140 patio. So hopefully I can finish that up this summer. But if somebody wanted to buy this tractor now, I will sell it. That is everything that's in here. I do have a 1975 400, a 1972 Gravely 432, and a 1968 112 hydraulic lift side tag over in the shop. I'll just put pictures in of those. And I have some other stuff around. Let's go take a look at that. Outside the shop where I used to have the project row, clear now. I finally got rid of all the projects that were here. I do still have a Gravely snowplow here and some piece parts here. Most of the stuff in this pile I would sell. That wagon's not for sale, but it ain't factory anyway. Both brush hogs I'd sell. The sickle bar, it's not really worth anything, not really worth selling, but if somebody wanted to buy it, I would sell it. That tiller, it either will be sold separately or with the 8123, that's what it came on. This is just a random cart of crap that has been laying around for like 8 years now. This is a snowplow for something. If somebody knows what it's for, let me know, because we can't find anything on it. I got some more Gravely stuff. Got a Sears 3-point that somebody had on a 212 I had. Rotary plow for Gravely. So there's a few things in here. Over here, this is the mower deck for the Cub Cadet. And that's the mower deck for the 317. It is locked up now, even though it wasn't when I got it, because I left it outside. I had planned on leaving it out here just till I pressure washed it and then bringing it in, but I never pressure washed it, so it's been sitting out here for a while now. Got a 3-point spring tooth chisel. I'm going to sell that. $200 takes it. Category 1. Over here I got some more mower decks. This is one for a Gravely. I'm going to hang on to it for now. I got two 47-inch decks for a 110, 112, 200 series. I'm going to sell both of them, $100 a piece. They both spin, but they're both stiff. This one's got the flap chute, and that one's got the fixed chute. Coming inside over here, I've got another cart of mower decks, which I have gotten rid of some lately. I am going to sell all the decks on this cart except for this one and this one. This one is the original one for my 120, the 71. So I'm going to redo it, put it back on the tractor. And this one over here, I've just used some. It came with the 140. It's not correct for it, but it's a decent deck, so I'm hanging on to it for now. I got the 41-inch hydro deck, so 120, 140, 300 series. Two round fender decks. One of those is supposed to be sold. I've got two decks for a 400. They're 60-inch decks. I'm going to sell both of those. Top one's, the shell is junk. It's original to my 400, but it's not worth doing anything with. I'm going to just sell them both. The bottom one was one I was going to use, but I haven't got around to doing anything, so it's just going to go to, I think. Then I have a 48 and a 50 deep for the hydros, and I'm going to sell both of those also. The round fender decks are, well, I think the bottom one is sold. The top one, take $100 for. That deck I'd take $100 for. The two of these are $200 a piece because the gearboxes are worth that. I'm going to ask $200 for the 50-inch deep, and the 48 I'm going to ask $100 for. Mule drive's not included. Prices are for the mower deck only, not getting rid of any linkages or mule drives or anything like that with them. So if you're interested in any mower decks, that's what I've got over here. And then the good old hoopty's still sitting over here, dead as a doorstop. Hasn't run in, oh, I don't even know how long, a while. I had another motor lined up for it, but I don't know what happened to that. And then we got the cat that appears to want to be on video. Or he did until I pointed the camera at him. So that's everything I have. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. If you have any video requests, go ahead and drop those in the comments too. I try to get to all the requests and questions that are put down there. If I don't reply to your comment, I did have one guy complain a couple weeks ago that I didn't respond to one of his comments. Sometimes YouTube does not tell me that I've gotten a comment, and I don't have time to always be looking under my videos to see if there's new comments YouTube hasn't told me about. So if you leave me a comment and after a day or two I have not responded, YouTube probably slacked off and did not tell me I had a comment. So be patient with me. Don't just get mad. Like they say, don't go away mad, just go away. It's not my fault if YouTube does not tell me. Just leave another comment on the video or something, or go over to my Instagram and message me. I don't really use it a lot, but occasionally it tells me that I have a message. I try and keep an eye on it, but like I said, lately I have not had a lot of time to do stuff, so just be patient with me, and I will try to get to everything. This spring, I'm hoping to do a plow day without having too much issue or mud. John's not sure if he wants to come out this year again. As of last time John was out here and we were dragging logs, I was still able to drive the 140 with the blade across to the garden without making much tracks, which normally this time of year, if I even try to drive that in, I sink up to the frame. So hopefully it will stay drier. It's been a drier year. It's currently probably too wet because it's been raining for a couple days. But hopefully we'll have some nice weather and it'll dry up and we can get plow day taken care of. I'm hoping to finish up the Gravely and the 400 that are over in the shop before too long. Like I said, I am trying to help some family out that are having some trouble. So I'm not on things as much as I should be or would like to be. But I am slowly picking away at it. So hopefully the videos for those two tractors can be out soon, within at least the next month, I hope. But again, no promises. I'm not sure what's going to be happening. If you enjoy this kind of content and you are not already subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Helps me out and lets you know when I've uploaded again, so you can come back for more garden tractor content. I am trying to get into some other things also. I'd like to start getting some older trucks again. I used to have a 1994 Ford F-250, which was an OBS, and I do love the OBS Fords, so I'd like to get a couple more to start using on the channel, but I have not gotten to that point yet. I'm going to be getting into some farm tractors a little bit, hopefully. So we'll see what happens. Hopefully we can get back to our regularly scheduled programming that's not 3 weeks apart for a video. But right now family comes first, so we're going to go ahead and just do what we can. Also, I forgot to mention this snowmobile. It is a 1981 Yamaha XL3 snowmobile. I'm just going to part it out this spring. I have a 1980 Yamaha Enticer 340, which is the exact same sled as this, but this one has a tack, electric start, a few more creature comforts, but it's same engine, drivetrain, and everything else. I'd like to have the extra skis and track for mine, maybe a couple extra parts. Otherwise, I'm going to be parting this out and getting rid of everything. Hopefully somebody will want things off of it, but we'll see. So again, if you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, please consider subscribing. Any questions, like I said, I try to get to them in the comments. I'm not perfect, so if I miss your comment, just leave another one. You don't need to get rude or grouchy. I'm not ignoring you, but I am busy, so I'll just get to it when I'm able. And like I said, sometimes YouTube just doesn't tell me about it. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will catch you on the next one.